idea that our wonderful treasurer came up with, and she thought of the idea that we should have a venue for everyone to come out here to promote unity, for everyone to showcase something from their home country. Right? So by doing that, maybe we'll learn a little bit more about each other, about ourselves, or about a country that you just think is interesting. Right? And so we're going to primarily be showcasing things from Latin America, which includes a whole bunch of countries from Central America all the way down to almost Antarctica. And we're going to include the Caribbean there also. And so we're going to have things from many, many countries between, and we hope you guys enjoy the show. Anything else?
Yep. As most of you guys know, this past month of October, Fuerza Latina, we were fundraising for breast cancer. So when you were walking in, there was a table outside where you could buy a pink ribbon. We're accepting any kind of donation that we would like to give. One of our committee members, Marinette, she was fundraising for breast cancer with the Avon Research Foundation. And we're continuing that tonight, so if you guys like to make a donation, please, you're welcome to. And we're hoping to have a great night.
All right. Remember, folks, we are also being televised by ATV and by Fox 23. And so I'd like you guys to make some noise for these things because we are going to be on TV tonight.
About Latin American countries. In the tables that you're sitting at, you may find some of the interesting facts about different Latin American countries. Throughout the night, we're going to be showcasing these facts on the PowerPoint slide over there, in your back side, and you guys can learn a little bit more about Latin America.
Alright, we're going to be quizzing you guys on these, so if we ask for a country and it's on your table, you guys better have the answer, alright? So make sure that not only you're paying attention to the people who you're sitting with, but the important facts on the table, because you're going to walk away from here with something that's really interesting that you can bring into the conversation.
And now we have a special speaker tonight, Mr. Dr. Echo King. He's here to speak a little bit about
All right. I feel like a rapper now. Check it. All right, you know, first of all, let's give a round of applause to straight out Chachi Chabla. I have to heckle this dude. You know, first of all, you know, I was asked to come here and speak a little bit about the value of Latino. Oh, now that's cool. This week's Lotto Jackpot. Everybody's gonna fly out of here. But I was asked to speak to the value of Latino culture. And, you know, when asked to speak about something like that, I should first say that I was born and raised in the Bronx. Right? So of course, I grew up with a few of my Quisqueyanos and now people from Brooklyn, yeah, you know, y'all cool too, Queens and everybody else too. Yeah. There was a certain love that I have that's natural for Latino culture. However, it is really easy. It's really easy to talk about the food, right? I can say, man, you know, some pollos, rice and beans, you know, plátanos, right? I can say I want a sweet, I can want a, you know, I can want a sour kind of, I can have one with garlic boiled. You know, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. I can talk about music, right? Merengue, salsa, bachata, you know. I can talk about, you know, traveling to places and eating food that you don't know what the name of this food is. However, it's good. It's some type of shrimp mixed with some plantanos, and it's two picks put together, and it's oily, but you eat it because you know it's going to taste great. And very often, you hear people talk about the largest minority group in the United States, right? and the power that comes with that. We know that, I can't say word not for, but we know that people understand the power of the Latino vote after the election on Tuesday of last week, right? Give that a round of applause. Give that a round of applause. You know, very early, quiet, over there, quiet, very early in my childhood, my mother used to speak of Latinos in a certain way. She'd say, look, Latinos are kind of like, because I used to say, you know, you know, I used to say Puerto Ricans, right? Because I was in the South Bronx, there was a lot of Puerto Ricans in my neighborhood. And when I was a teenager, there was a lot of Dominicans in my neighborhood, so it was a little different. But I used to say, Mom, you know, Puerto Rican's black or white? Well, you know, what's the deal? And I had a friend named Roy. His name was Roy, right? He was from Colombia, right? I was like, Roy looked like he was straight up white. Right? So I was like, are you white? Are you black? You know, because in this country, we very often like to think of people in one group or another, don't we? So my mother said, they're like a Neapolitan ice cream. Like, this is what she was saying at the time, and I was like, okay. All right, got a little vanilla there. Trying to figure out who did I think the vanilla was, right? The vanilla was what? What was the vanilla? What part of the culture was the vanilla? Right, and who did I think the chocolate was? And the strawberry was what? All right. What's the strawberry in the situation, right? As I got older, I started thinking, look, the chocolate has got to be the indigenous people, right? Because we know that were it not for the indigenous people of where in Mesoamerica and Central America and South America, the world probably would know nothing about the sensual strength of chocolate, right? Were it not, I mean, we wouldn't, the gift of chocolate is a Latino gift. So, you know, put a little sugar in it, play around with it. You know, and make it what it is now. But Hershey's didn't bring chocolate to the world. Latinos brought chocolate to the world. The vanilla bean, quiet. Quiet. No, the power of vanilla is a gift of Latino cultures. It is a gift. And strawberries, I don't know, they come from New York. I was thinking of strawberries, right? But the point is that she was right, that the Latino culture is more than just one or another. It's a mixture of different flavors, and when it comes together, it's something special altogether. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem. You guys ready for the problem? We hear a lot about the European aspect of Latino culture. You really do. You learn a lot about the conquistadors and what they did and how they enhanced your culture. You learn about those Latinos who have African heritage. You learn about that African heritage. But there's a strong indigenous heritage. And here's the value. There's the challenge that I bring to you. That tonight you're going to learn a lot of interesting facts about Latin America. Okay? You're going to learn a lot. You're going to eat some food. Some of you guys are still chewing right now. All right? I can hear them smacking in my ear. You're going to eat some, you're going to eat some foods that are delicious. You're going to listen to some music that has an Afro-Latin beat. However, you have ancestors who lived and died, prospered, thousands and thousands and thousands of years before any Europeans or Africans set foot on that land. Who did great things, wrote books, had mathematics and science. Okay, and hopefully you'll get some of those facts. Right? See, I came up here, I was going to throw some of that stuff out there, but I can't, step on any toes, right? But there's a lot of information that you guys need to learn about your ancestors, proud ancestors, warriors, kings, queens. And it's that is where you're going to find your value. That's where you're going to find your value. Not in food, not in some music, but in all the grand and great achievements that you and your ancestors, people who look just like you look today, were able to accomplish thousands of years ago. So enjoy the night, but on Monday, enjoy the night, but tomorrow, I want you to go to the library and learn about the Aztecs. Learn about the Mayans. Learn about Boricua. Learn about Taínos. Learn about the Arawaks. Learn about the Caribs. Learn about yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
And now we're going to introduce some interesting facts about Ecuador and Puerto Rico, being that I'm Ecuadorian and he's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Check out the Ecuadorian flag. Alright, did you know that Ecuador's real name is not Ecuador? It's called the Ecuadorian Republic.
Oh!
And did you know that Ecuador is the largest exporter of bananas and plátanos? Or plantains.
In the world?
Yeah!
Wow.
Isn't that neat?
I thought it was in your something.
Yo, hey!
What? I'm going there. Alright, now about Puerto Rico. Did you guys know there's a huge telescope there, radio telescope, in which they send signals out into space for all sorts of aliens to hear?
Yes.
Alright? They have it there, and it was commissioned by NASA to be built there because it's the only spot in the world that was big enough that had a valley with 4 mountains as the 4 corners for them to build them. Isn't that pretty interesting? Yes. Also, before it was dubbed Puerto Rico, the indigenous people of that area, we're going to go back to indigenous people, called it Borinquen. Alright, and that means, when translated, the land of the valiant man. Alright? And so, there's another interesting fact. And now for some facts about Argentina, because somewhere between here and there, there is Argentina, and it is the 8th largest country in the world in terms of population. And their Iguazu Falls are even higher than Niagara Falls. Alright, so we have Niagara Falls in our backyard, but something bigger, better, and more worth your travel would probably be those Iguazu Falls. Alright? So,
and speaking of Argentina, our next performance, well, our first performance, is going to be Miss Elma Wood and her husband performing an Argentinian tango. Give them a hand of applause.
quiet, folks, quiet.
I'm argentino, sos el himno del suburbio, vive en cada solitaria, siempre supiste callar, y en un patio, empezó en un barraco, los taitas te han proclamado para el moderno. De tus buenos tiempos aún se palpitan el choclo, el ego, Talca, el caburé, la morocha, el catre y la cortacita, aquel ingratiano y el sábado inglés. Inútil que quieran cambiar de la raza y en la dictadura se te encuentra lento y confundible rareza de tanga y se pinta la historia del viejo arrabal. Tango argentino, sos el himno del suburbio, vive en Caranazo disturbio, siempre supiste callar, y en un patio, porque son un barato, las taitas te han proclamado en la alma
Camp Center, to all the black women. Up to now, we appreciate everything. So we just want to know. Do you really want it? Yeah! I said, do you really want it? Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Hey, yo! What y'all wanna do? Wild out? Wait. Hey, yo, what y'all wanna do? Wild out? Yes, Rowdy. Wild out? Give it to him now. Wild out? Hey, oh! Hey, yo, forget that, wild out. B-B-O-C!
Interesting fact number one, that's their flag. Take it away.
Honduras was originally known as the Higueras because of the native plant that was grown there.
Alright, the indigenous people there are known as the Black Caribs. Alright, and they speak not only Spanish, but a dialect that's called Garifuna. Alright? They have their own culture and celebrate their main form of dance, which is referred to as punta. Alright, if you guys are wondering more about that, right, or anything of the sort, we have our next group, which is...
Las chicas hondureñas.
Every day,
Oiga como dice José.
That's what's up. Good memory, folks. All right, so we're going to move into our next act.